Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Decod3rs channel. Today, we receive Jet from the Nekozuma project. I know he's your favorite Twitter space host and a great entrepreneur, so I have a lot of questions for him. But before that, let me recap what the Decod3rs channel is all about. So basically, we are a decentralized and community-owned YouTube channel. We are building the tools to empower like Web3 content creators and developing like the Web3 Creators Academy. And this channel is like the proof of work of this model. So the way it works is pretty straightforward. Like for every video that you watch on this channel, we are going to mint the thumbnail, raffle it, and if you win the raffle, you will get entitled to a rev share of the video. By doing that, we are aligning incentive between the channel itself and like the content creators and the community behind it. And yeah, that's basically how it works. And like building the tools around this economy and this new model will like develop and create a new meta. So if you want to know more about the project, you can watch the video, like the introduction video on this channel. Follow us on Twitter, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe on the channel because the whitelist for our collection will be based on that requirement. But that's it. Enough about me. Let me welcome Jade on stage, and we're gonna start like the podcast.
Yo,
Subjects,
bro,
how are you?
How are you, my handsome friend? My French God holder that is across the world. You're fucking awesome, man. Dude, that intro was amazing, man. So amazing.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I've seen this growth. It's just spectacular, bro. I'm so happy for you, bro. So happy.
Getting better life after life, man.
For sure, man. For sure, like 100%, bro. Hats off to you, man.
So, yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate that, man. So, how was your day, man?
Yeah, very busy since early morning. Woke up with a lot of text message on my phone. My wife woke me up and she was like, "Jet, like we've got stuff going on in the company. I guess more drama and stuff like that." But yeah, I mean, it's the price you pay for the life that you want to live, right? And
exactly.
With great power comes great responsibility. As always. I mean,
that's great.
It's the name of the game. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Like we're not even 5 minutes in, and we're already like quoting Spider-Man. I love that, man. I'm gonna like that. I'm gonna love that life, man.
yeah, man.
So, first question, easy one. Like we're still in January. Like I can still ask this one. Like, how was 2022 for you, and what's like your focus for 2023?
2022 was a year where I really discovered my limits in quite a lot of areas. I really discovered like how much I can push myself and how much I could really do in one day, and as well as the time and the commitment that I was willing to put in to get what I want, as well as to really see and find out who are your true friends during that year. So it was a mix of like some painful moments, but some also very, very joyous moments as well. So I think it was, I guess if I could sum it up in one word, I guess it was a shifting year. Yeah.
Nice.
It was a good shift for me.
Yeah. That's great. Because like, I feel there is like sometimes like a cycle in your life that you know that some like key moments happen and you prepare like for the next step. And if that was that for you, that's like the next 3 to 5 years will be interesting for you, man.
That's what I'm looking forward to, man. I mean, as a entrepreneur, like you just gotta have that really like big picture thinking, like because like what Stephen Covey said, right? Like you've always gotta begin with the end in mind. like it's not possible for me to do anything at all, and with the time and the commitment I put into Web3 and in my Web2 job as well, like it won't be possible if I didn't have like a grand vision of where I want to be in the next 5 years. So
yeah. So where do you want to be in the next 5 years, man?
I definitely want to. The goal for me has always been to be able to travel anywhere in the world and do the things that I love, which is basically conducting content like this with you, and traveling around the world to hopefully be an inspiration to the younger generation, or the people that have that are possibly be in their 20s or in their early teens, that they may that may feel lost and they don't know what to do with their lives yet. They haven't found their purpose, and if I could be one of the people that can help them, reach their potential, like that would be my ultimate goal. Now, Web3 has been one of the I would say it has been one of the channels like for me to get there and just kind of explore like a new realm to reach a new group of people, and as well as connect with better and more capable, talented individuals like yourself, and a lot of the friends that we've met in Web3. It's been amazing, man. So like I am honestly like really like glad with every person that I've met. The interactions, both deep and shallow in Web3, like it's been like really like life-changing for me in my mindset, and in a way that I'm able to grow as a leader, as a father, as a CEO, as a in the company as well. So
that's great, man. Like honestly, the Web3 industry is it's fascinating. Like again, like I'm interested by obviously like the finance aspect of it, but like the human behavior and the human philosophy behind it, it's really crazy. Because like for example, again, like okay, together we never met like in real life. Like we're talking like basically every day. And we're talking about like building businesses and stuff like that together and collaborate. We never never met each other, and we know like we talk since like 3 months, whatever. And it's like the relationship is like already by default like powerful. And like how can you believe that, right? Like we are like internet friends, and then like big thing happened. It's madness. It's crazy.
I think the right word for it's just magical, right, bro? Like and honestly, I owe this to the Decod team and Frank and his whole team that basically crafted these NFTs, these PFPs that we all share and love. And you have the beautiful pharaoh that's at the back of your background, and then we've got, I've got that red that green radio. It's like it's something that we all, for some reason, with art, it can also bring people with like the same taste, the same personality into one kind of like shared passion and vision. And I think that's what is able to like unite all of us through this. And that's the beauty of Web3. Like that's how I see it.
100%. And is that like what you're trying to achieve with Nekozuma too? Like, what's the vibe you want to instigate with that collection?
That's a great question, bro. So since the start of the project, when we had the ideation process, we always wanted to, so one of the core, I guess, feelings and emotions that was involved when I was creating Nekozuma, it stemmed from like this deep anger, because I come from a Web2 background, and I've seen and I've worked with in real life brands. I've worked with larger brands that are global. I've worked with a lot of celebrities and stars and stuff like that. So I know the speed of execution that should be expected from companies or businesses that have raised a lot of funds. And I looked around in Web3 during that time, and I was like, these big projects, Azuki, Clonex, Bored Ape Yacht Club, and a bunch more. They basically had a lot of funds, and they raised great money for the whole project. They got a lot of royalties, and I always felt like, why would I buy into a project at 8 or 10 ETH and like see the execution of the team be so, I guess, so slow? Now, I'm not trying to shit on these projects at all. I just know as a fact that if I have those funds, I would be able to execute so much faster for my community, as well as put out some great products for the community to enjoy. And as well as really, really high quality, very fashionable items for the holders. And that's kind of like why I created Nekozuma, because I wanted to execute faster. I wanted to show the Web3 community that actually we have more, or we as a consumer should expect more from projects, that we should be able to expect them to execute much faster, especially if they've had like a really, really good mint and they have, millions and millions of dollars in the treasury. Like, it should be expected. So, that's why we purposely drew the art with a concept that we wanted to basically build off of the Zuki vibes and execute faster. So we had 10,000 wristbands produced pre-mint. So I have, these wristbands made even before we minted. There's a black and a blue one. We have the bucket hats made pre-mint. And we also had a bunch of designs of the merch prepared pre-mint. I hired a local fashion designer on salary before we even got any money or asked for any money from the people. And that's kind of like a standard that I wanted to create at that time. Now, unfortunately, things went sideways. Our mint fucked up, and so we had to turn the whole project into a free mint. So that was even like tougher for us. But anyways, with God, all things are possible. And I do believe that every single thing that has happened has really, really shaped into something else that's even better now. So it was painful, but I'm grateful.
Like that's like a lot of things in life, right? Like it's painful before it becomes beautiful. But like, okay, so like, what's the status of the project right now? Like, I know like you launched like the World Council, and I'm part of it because life. Always here to support you, like a great builders brand. And so like, why should someone like be like should invest in like Nekozuma today as of today?
That's a great question, man. So because we started off as a free mint project, right? So I've always tried to communicate, and I probably need to do more, is to try and communicate with everybody who's interested in buying the project that I want this project to be really co-owned by the community. And it's something that the community can really help shape it to be whatever they want it to be. And because, I mean, we had to scrap all of our roadmap. I mean, we scrapped all of our plans. And so I have tried to communicate that, guys, like, this project is not just me. I'm one person. But right now we've got like 1,000 plus holders, and we've got like a bunch of people in Web3. We've got like 10,000 to 30,000 potential holders that could join our project. Like, if you want to be a part of something like that, you can really be heard and have the ability to shape the future of the project, which is in turn gonna pump your own bags, because if the project does well, you will do well as well. And especially if you're holding multiple. Like, this is what Nekozuma has been about. Like, I've given so much. I've tried my best to really provide an opportunity for every person in the community to shine and just show their talent, and we'll blow it up for them. If they got ideas, if they want to change the art here and there, if they want to add this, add that, like I'm really all ears, because I want all of our holders to be as involved as we can in the project, because then it's ownership, right? And that's why we also created the Royal Council, because if I were to just earn everything just on my own and not be able to align those or provide like a tangible financial gain for our holders, like for me, it's like you're not acting out what you say. And so I was like, I mean, a rev share is great, but what if we just start with something very simple, and it's like a concept that everyone understands already, which is royalties. So I was like, okay. Before, it was just me and my co-founder that we split the royalties half-half. And I was like, okay, if we want to take the project to the next level, what can we do? We basically got to bring in more talented people like you, Vince, like Shivas, like Nick, like Sky, like Carlos from Jelly Rascals, like Chax, like a bunch of other awesome builders to join into this movement and help us shape this project. Maybe my idea is not always the best, for sure. I like to think that I'm always usually a bit crazy most of the time, and maybe I move too fast. But you see, like that's why like we gotta surround ourselves with great people. So I am giving up 25% of the royalties to the Royal Council, which is only going to be 50 seats, and then we're also dedicating like another chunk of the revenue that's coming in to be used into all of the revenue sources that's going to generate money to kick back to our holders. And the first one is actually the Rate to Earn platform, which is launching hopefully by this weekend. So our concept is that as the project makes money, we're going to take that money, put it into the Rate to Earn platform for our holders so that they can also earn money with the project. But we're not going to have issues with the SEC, because it's actually they have to do something to actually gain those Solana, right? So it's like it's like a workaround that we found, and I found that to be a very beautiful solution. So that's cool. TLDR, if you think that you believe, if you are a person in Web3 and you believe in the future of NFTs and the power of community, and you want to be a part of an early community where you can get direct access to the founder, where the founder and the team actually wants to talk to you, wants to get feedback from you, want you to be involved with us, then Nekozuma is your project. That's what I would say.
Cool. That's great. And man, like, looks like I'm gonna post some tweet on your Rate to Earn platform, and like, pump the Decod3rs accounts, man.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Yeah, that is the way.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, that is the way, because like now that we have the presence on Spaces on Twitter, we can help like the other projects that are joining our Spaces and our homies and our friends and the projects that come on to also enjoy that platform. And the people that are rating as a part of our community, they can also be involved. So the holders feel more incentivized to join the Spaces, and then the projects that are coming on our Spaces, they can also feel like, hey, okay, so these members are actually participating. But if the project is bad, sure, I mean, like our holders is not going to invest, but at least they have a higher chance to pitch to a incentivized audience. And I know that most of us are driven by money, so I mean, if that's something that can drive them, it's crypto, man. So why not?
No, 100%. And like, okay, so like, if you want to empower like the holders, do they have like the right to use their Neko to like branding and like their own merch and whatever?
Bro, great question, man. So yes, they do. So if you hold a Nekozuma, all of the branding on the actual NFT is yours. And we also have a brand guideline. It's a very simple leaflet that you can use. We have the fonts, we have the color, so you can use that and create anything you want. And I would be so happy to see our holders be able to take our brand and turn it into something. And maybe they want to start a YouTube channel, or perhaps they want to do some merch, some clothing, or some mugs that they want to sell and stuff like that. I mean, like, bro, I'd be so stoked. Yeah.
No, that would be cool. Like, yeah, like having like your own merch from your avatar, like in real life. That's a pretty cool thing to do. That's why I want to do with like the Decod3rs like art too, like to have like a clean merch and like a clean trade that can be like wearable in real life. And I know like that was like a vertical that you wanted to go with Neko too, right? With like the clothing brand, etc.
Yeah, of course. So like our pitch when we were pre-mint, we were pitching the project to be a Balenciaga of Web2 brand that was going to be powered by the Web3 community. So the brand was always supposed to be front-facing to the masses, or to the or to my Web2 connections, and like through the retail stores. But with the goal to basically with the decision making process to always be by the Web3 community. And like the vision that I have is that it would be so cool if we had a beautiful global brand, you know, like a brand like what I'm wearing, like a Saint Laurent like this, that could have multiple stores all over the world. And then people look into it, they think it's a Web2 company, but then they realize that, holy shit, actually it's powered by the Web3 community, and there's actually NFTs that you could buy to actually own a part of this company. Like, this is my dream, man. That would be like so cool. So I mean, of course, we would love to work towards that, but it's just that we might need some more capital to basically put into the project, which I am not so keen to do another mint right now, and I don't think our holders are going to be happy as well. So I mean, you know, it's I'm just sharing my thoughts for full transparency on what I'm thinking and what I would like to have done. Yeah.
No, that's definitely like something interesting, because again, like all collection of merch, like, and like the bar and like the level to like offer like a real true merch brand, it needs to be higher. And like we still need to have a project that can basically distribute the merch for every project that's like, you know, like we will have in the industry. And why not Nekozuma? Because like, you're quite big in fashion, you like it, so it can fit your style, man. I can say you're doing well by doing that.
Thanks, man. I mean, I love fashion, and I've been buying luxury goods for close to a decade now, and I've had my fair share of experiences with good brands, with quality, with cuts, with fitting, as well as experiences. Like, I think this is something that I think a lot of Web3 brands are lacking as well, is because most of them have not had that IRL experience like I have. They have not faced or have experienced the type of customer service that a proper brand should be treating their clients or their holders in this sense. And that's something that's very, very lacking right now. And I see a huge opportunity, which of course we are going to try and fill as time goes on. And, you know, we have some ideas that we want to bounce back with council as well. We've got some cool ideas for our new staking platform. So, you know, we'd love to share that with you. And of course, with the stuff that we are building together. Some alpha there.
Nice. So that's cool. Yeah. Okay. So you like also like the Sub-DAO like meta, and like, which makes sense also with like empowering your holders to develop their own identity and like branch. Yeah. Yes.
Dude, on this Sub-DAO thing, like, bro, just want to give a big shout out to my community members and my team. They like, I think we were talking in the group chats, and we were like, hey, like, if you guys want to create like a Sub-DAO inside of Nekozuma, like, please feel free to do it. Like, you don't have to ask for my permission. Like, I'm like, do it, man. Like, so when we first created the collection, we actually created factions inside our collection already. We have the past, present, and the future. Like, the way we did it was with the weapons. So if you look into our collection, like you can see ancient weapons, and you can see like the modern present weapons, and then you can also see like the lightsabers and the laser guns, which are the future weapons. So that was our way of kind of like creating Sub-DAOs, and we didn't want to create too much because with a 555 supply, like we thought that just 3 would be enough. But of course, as things screwed up during midday, we had to shift. So now my holders and my team, they actually came up with a sub-DAO inside our community called the Raijin Club, which is fucking amazing because the Raijin Club so they are taking what quite a lot of people have been trying to do, but because of the trust and the relationship that this team and these members have had because they've been around since day one with me. So it's been like 5-6 months now. So they developed such a close friendship that they trust each other so much to basically not even have to set up a multi-sig wallet. Like they're like, so I am funding them with 50 Solana, and they are putting in. So each holder in that club would have the ability to pitch in 2 SOL into the treasury. And then what they're going to do is they're going to help each other decide what to buy and what to invest, both NFTs and crypto and maybe some other assets as well. And they're going to be able to manage the funds for the people in the club. So I'm like, bro, like, I mean, this is like for me, it's just like, so like, it's so fulfilling, like for me, like, at that moment when I heard that they were doing this and they actually did it, I was like, oh man, like that's like one big check mark off my list, to really empower my holders and my team to do shit.
Yeah, it's like a parents like seeing their kids growing up.
100%. 100%, man. 100%.
That's dope. But that means like you are into something and like they trust you and the project to doing well, so they invest their own time and develop like the project like for themselves, like for you, but also for themselves too, right? So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And it's a win-win situation. And this is the beauty about Web3, right? Like you can really totally align incentives with your holders through this. I think that's just beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I like too, because like, again, like if I do something like for Decod3rs or Blocksmith or whatever on Neko, like, and if it's successful, that by definition, I will pump my own back too, right? So
yeah, exactly.
It's great. It's really great. So that's cool. And like, I know like you have experience on ETH, right? Like, so you have a collection like also on ETH. So what's like the first like the question is like how your ETH community react when you launch a Solana collection, and how do you work together on that 2 collection at the same time? Like, how do you manage that?
So before we did Nekozuma, we had a vote, and we had multiple rounds of votes and AMAs with the community, just to make sure that they understood and of like the goal and the plans. Like our plan was, so as a small collection on ETH with a very small 999 supply, like in ETH, like it's all about like 10K, 15K, 5K and above, right? So we were struggling with brand exposure, and our community, we all agreed that we needed a bigger base of holders to be more recognized. And of course, we didn't want to mint like a second collection on ETH. So that would basically dilute the value of our Gen 1, right? So what happened was then we shared this idea that we could potentially launch a collection on Solana called the Nekozuma, and we showcase some of the sneak peeks, and of course our holders would be able to get the whitelist, and also get a free mint for those who all have been like like the top tier holders, like our whales got like a bunch of free mints, and so they voted to proceed, and so we went for it. And just kind of to answer your second question on kind of like the management. So I need to give the credit to 2 of my team members, well, 3 that kept the server running. And I was there as well. And I would always ping them to join our spaces. I was trying to get them to join our Twitter spaces when we were growing the Thunder spaces as well. But quite a lot of people like tuned off from NFTs, like when the market crashed quite bad. So it's actually been a very tough journey, like for me personally, to try and bring the community back with us, like, and just to let them know that I'm not going anywhere. We're not closing the project because we have solutions and we have tech. We have ideas that we want to roll out with that collection already. It's just like the timing, right? And yeah, so it's interesting.
Yeah. And okay, so by having exposition on Solana and ETH, like what's the major difference of like the two chain in terms of culture? Like, because it seems like, yeah, Solana is all about communities and ETH is more like keep it between your collection, right? Is that correct? And is there any like other different fundamental difference between the two culture?
So to be very honest with you, I feel that in general, people on like the ratio of warm and welcoming people on Solana is just higher than ETH. Okay. Now, like I think it's mainly like the main reason why I plan to continue to build on Solana and continue to try and grow our community and our brand with the Solana blockchain. But of course, we cannot fade the fact that there is a lot more liquidity on ETH. And there are some really, really good people. There are some really, really smart individuals there. And I still have some friends there. But the ratio, it's there's more on Sol and there's less than on ETH for sure.
Oh, that's interesting. And maybe you're gonna have like some ETH well like sweeping like 690 Nekos anytime soon.
I mean, so what's interesting is that we've had some ETH buyers come in since the start, and they bought into Nekozuma when it was 0.1. And when we and then they took like some really, really good profits when we hit like 4 and 5. And I mean, I like as a founder, I think this is probably like a question that we probably gotta discuss about. It's like, is it all right for a founder to buy and sell his own project? And like for me, I bought more. I didn't sell, and I don't plan to sell anytime soon. And that's also why having that council, I think it's going to create even more transparency, because like the way that we're going to be doing it is that 50 of the NFTs that you have is going to be transferred to the new treasury wallet, and then you'll get a new NFT back, and then that big wallet would then be kind of like governed by the whole council, where we could discuss in the council what we want to do. And so that takes the pressure off of me. It gives transparency to the community, to the council as well, because I would have to trade in my 50 for the council seat as well, despite being like a founder of the project. Like we're all a very fair game on this front. So it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a new dynamics.
That's great. Well, I mean, like there is always like different ways to do it, like for founders, like to wash trade their own collection to increase volume. That's a shitty way to do it, right? But if you just like betting on yourself and like making a bag with your own collection because you know what's coming by definition, like I don't see any problem with that. Like, but if you have an index of like wash trading, like it's coming from your wallet, people will know anyway and will know about it. So it's pointless, right?
Yeah. But speaking of which, I did buy like a lot more of my own NFTs. Yeah, but I bought more for myself, and I also bought more for my team that has been with me since day one, because most of them want to get into the council, and they might have not had that chance to buy a lot when we were at a very low SOL price. So us as a team and dude, this is something that I just want to say to you guys that are watching. Like our project might be at quite a low floor price right now, but I dare to say that the hearts and the kindness of our community, I think it's like 1,000 SOL floor project. Because why? Where do you find groups of whales that are actually looking to help the smaller holders get in at a cheaper price. Like they're willing to help the team. They are willing to help the loyal OG holders to buy the Nekozumas at a cheaper floor price than what it is right now. Like they're willing to do the OTC at a cheaper price, although they know that they can sell on the open market for higher, but they're willing to bring in the right people into the project at a lower price if, you know, they connect with one another. And I've never seen this. Like to be honest, like in Decod3rs, like when I was trying to get in, like everybody was just trying to, you know, make the most out of what they put in. Like they were like, hey, dude, Jet, this is going to be worth 2,000 Solanas. So you're going to have to pay like 2,000 Solanas. And I'm like, okay, sure. I mean, I understand. But like, that's why I'm just so proud of them. And I wish that more and more people get to watch and get to hear and get to experience just the heartwarming kindness of our community. So it's been amazing.
That's true. Like the Discord, like the Nico Discord is really like welcoming and like highly recommended too. And like you highlight a point that is interesting, and I still ask myself like that question, like how fundamentals are the whales to the success of a project? Like, because I know that you can like maintain the floor price with like if you have a bunch of whales walking together, that help like always put your project on the map, under the radar of like analytic dashboard, etc. And the whole community like it keep an eye on your project because you have like a 10, 20, 100 floor price. But like also the paradox with that is like having a bunch of like actors that working against and with the retailers, like the smaller bag holders. So like, do we have to play this game to be successful by definition, or like for the project to be successful, or can we be successful like without the whales and in the cleanest? And I'm not even saying like the whales are dirty games anyway. But like, can we be successful as a project without wealth management?
To be honest, that's what I'm trying to prove as well. You know, I am also trying to prove that we can be successful without having to manipulate our own floor. We don't have to depend on whales to hold our floor. And that as we continue to give value, as we continue to show our unique selling proposition and the value of our community, once more people get to find out that the floor price is gonna just adjust itself based on the value. And I think it's and I think it's just about time. And I mean, like we had like this big whale, Sean. He had like 300 at one point. And when we were mooning, I told him that I want to be able to change your life so that you could change other people's life through that. So I told him, Sean, sell all of your Nekos, keep one, buy a Decod.
That's a nice deal, man.
And he did. And then it turns out what's even more beautiful is that he bought the Decod, and then later on he got some more Sol as Sol was crashing a bit, and then he bought some more Decods, and then he sold some of them, and then he basically reinvested all of that into our Nekozuma. So he sold his Decod, and I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing, man? Like, I am trying to get you into a like a high level community, but then he told me like upfront, like, Jet, like it's just not the same for him because like it's not home, like like Nekozuma is home for him, and he's been responsible for helping a lot of people get. He's been sending one-of-ones of our collection to our team members that are working for the project for free. So, for example, Wolfie, he's our graphic designer. He started out without pay, and Sean saw that he was so vibrant and so committed to helping the community. Sean sent him the one-of-ones that he bought for 80 Solana for free.
Nice.
So
that's kind of gesture.
So it's like things like this that it's just irreplaceable. And what kind of floor price is going to justify these kind of actions? Like, you don't see this kind of thing in DeGods. And I think this is also like one of the rare things that we see when a collection is at a affordable floor price. Like, there's things like this where no one is selfish because it's at a point where they're willing to kind of like invest and also lose, but lose at a certain level to the people that they would trust and connect with the vibes. And I think that's also our strength. And so sometimes I also struggle with price increase of the floor price, because I do know that as the price goes up and as new people come in, they're going to expect more and demand more, and the vibes might change. So it's still something that I need to explore and discover as we grow. And I mean, of course, we as a team, I mean, we want the floor price to go up. And I mean,
exactly.
That's why we set up the council, right? So let's see how it goes. And I hope that as we come up and talk like this, and as I continue to show up and I preach our values and our morals, that these fundamentals don't change in our community as well. You know, so. No, but it's not just going to be me, right? It's going to be everyone.
Yeah, what you're saying is, like, you know, in Web2, when a startup it becomes successful and then they need to switch to a corporate style, like everything, like the whole like mindset and like even the people have to change and to adapt to a new way to do things, right? Except like you said, like the values, the core values must stay the same, like for everything that you believe, even if you are like acting like a corporate company now, and like the garage time is down. But like for NFTs, that's basically the same cycles, I guess. And for example, again, like you mentioned Decod, but that's also what like they try to implement with Dust Lab, etc., right? Like to scaling everything. But that's an interesting mindset. Like, I would be curious to see you like evolve in like a corporate NFT project, because you reach the scale of like 1,000 SOL floor price, right?
Amen to that, man. Amen to that. I like to be honest, right now as a team, we are getting much more corporate already. Because now it's not just me. Now we've got 4 more co-founders in the project, and now we've got a whole council, and then we might have another person that's going to be joining the whole the co-founding team as well. So there's changes in the project already that has slowly it's turning it. So we are basically living out the way that we want the project to go to. Like, I am not gonna like say that, okay, for our project to be turned into like a more professional project, it needs to get to like 20 or 50 SOL. I am doing it right now to prepare for that growth and for that next step of the project as well. And I think that's where, you know, that's why, you know, it's been so fun.
And like with the council, now you have a board, right? That's basically a board.
We have a board. Yes. It is a board.
Yeah, no, that's great. And like,
but it's actually quite cool because all of us have our own strength. Like Sky, my CFO, he's very, very good. And like sometimes he'll just say it like out loud, Jet, that's not a good idea. I'm like, yeah, sure. Then you step in, bro. Like, sorry, my bad. But but it's cool because you share the ownership and you also share the burden, and you also share in the wins. And I think that's I keep repeating this, but that's the beauty of Web3.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, like with the DAOs, like I don't think there is like a big like company that organized as a decentralized authority like right now as a successful one. At least I don't have the name of a big company that's doing that. But like, I can see like in like once we have proof and reach like big scales, like for example, you're like a scale that Yuga but by 10, right? Like to have like a DAO, like to organize that kind of organization, that could be really interesting, like to see develop. Even if like I still think, and I was discussing that with like with Alex from Blocksmith, like the execution speed of a DAO versus like a centralized team, a core team, it's like it's not really comparable because again, startup with like a big corporate, you're losing flexibility, and with like a DAO, it's harder to move like the big giant boat than just having like the way smaller, like a jet ski.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting, like to see how people are going to set up like blueprints to manage that kind of organization. And I guess we're gonna be here to witness it, right?
Exactly. Like just on that point, right? That's also brings up like an idea that I had when I was starting my ETH project. In one of the roadmap parts, I remember writing this in our phase 4, which would mean that our floor price would be very, very high by then, and we would have like a really, really strong team. One of the things that I wrote in was that I think a project is successful when the Discord is empty and when the Discord is very quiet, because everybody is out and about onboarding new people into the project, as well as the team is also consistently doing outreach, doing the activities that resonate with the business or with the brand. Like for Nubbies, we were trying to create this Web3 business that was successful, but also had a very strong philanthropical culture, which means that as we make money through trading, through flipping and stuff like that, that we would also be always be looking for opportunities to help those who are less fortunate in the world. And that's one of the things that we strive really, really hard. And that's also one of the goals that I plan to implement as well in the future. So the vision that I had would be to have multiple head offices in the world. That could be the Nekozuma brand, or could be whatever we want to call it. And that those offices would have their own head. They'll have their own group of like holders in that country. They would then be creating businesses and opportunities in their own country where they could earn everything based on what they make, and maybe like they kick back like a certain small percentage back to the main mother company. But we're all on the same goal, but very decentralized and very independent of each other, but also united through like a single passion and a goal.
That's interesting. Do you already have like a geolocated like group of holders, like Sub-daos, based on the location?
Not yet, but we have an idea of where they are. So we have a strong base in Asia, which we can always just use Thailand here because it's just easier. And then we got a strong base in Europe as well, because quite a lot of our team is in Europe right now, actually, Vince.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Are they in Malta?
No, but they're actually a lot of, actually 3 of them are Dutch.
Okay, that's cool.
Like, dude, it is so funny because like 3 of my co-founders are Dutch. So shout out to them.
Maybe you have something with Dutch people.
I think it's the culture of the Dutch people that just connects us better, I think. Probably.
That's pretty cool, man. Like, so we need to do an European, like you need to do a European tour, a Neko European tour, man.
We should.
Yeah.
We are planning for that, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Stop by me in Malta, man. Like that would be great.
Sure. Or you could come to us, right?
I can do that too.
Yeah. Like,
that would be pretty cool.
Like maybe all of us could be like drinking coffee and tea and just watching the Eiffel Tower, or perhaps we go on a cruise on the river in Paris, and we're all like chilling and just talking about the future of Web3 and stuff like that. I think that would be beautiful. And then we'll have like our full content team with their drones flying around, and then we'll be live streaming and stuff like that.
That's what's up.
Dude, I mean, like, yeah, that's also like that's why me and you, we vibe so much, because we love creating content. And I think you know this as well. Like, I mean, the quality in content in Web3 right now, it's definitely not, for me, it's still not up to standard of what I've done before and what I would like all of us to reach that level. And hopefully, through interactions and talks like this, that we can also inspire others to improve their quality and stuff like that. So yeah.
What do you think of the content of the channel, of the Decod3rs channel?
Dude, like, to be honest, I actually don't have any complaints, and I fucking love it. And
thank you.
And I'm super honored to be a part of it, and just to see you grow, and we can grow together. And I mean, it's just so cool that finally there is someone that understands like the level that we should be performing at as content creators in Web3.
Thanks, man. And honestly, I seeing you going back to your roots too, and create the new channel yourself. So the THNDR Academy, that's pretty cool. And I'm quite happy to see us growing together and starting as a small channel, because you already have a family channel with 10,000 subscribers, right? But you decided to recreate another one focused on for Neko itself, or did you have that channel before?
So the goal of that channel was it was supposed to be a Web3 focused channel. But we didn't have the Thunder Spaces brand before when I created that channel, and it was supposed to be, and that channel was originally called the Jet Launcher channel. So it was just me, right? But as we were talking, right, to put everything just jet, that's it's fun up to a certain point where you realize that, damn, I want more people with me, and I want to empower others to grow with me. So that's why I purposely named it the THNDR Academy, because my vision with that channel would to have multiple content creators on the channel, having their own style, their own flavor, and then we're helping them push out. And if the revenue comes in, if they're the ones that are creating it, the majority of the revenue is going to get to them as well. And then nice. When we get big sponsorships, we share it as well. So that's I think the win-win mentality really needs to be in place and also acted out in terms of what we do with our team. So most of my team, I don't think they know this yet, but I actually have prepared some equity for them in the company that we're building with the Nekozuma project, so that they can feel that they also own this with me right now. So
nice. Alpha for them, alpha for the core team. That's good.
Yeah.
Let's go. And that's interesting. Is that equity in the THNDR YouTube channel company?
Everything.
Oh yeah,
everything
that
we do.
That makes sense.
Anything that's birthed out of Nekozuma, they need to be a part of it. And they will own it with me, because or else what's the point of them helping us push it on socials? I mean, sure, we can do the rate to earn, but that's only like a temporary thing, right? I would rather that they be that they know as a fact that if we make money, they are also going to gain something from the growth of that channel. That for me is a new way of how businesses should be running.
100%. Yeah, and I have the same vision. Why do I need to win 100% when if this number go big enough anyway, I will be more than happy with 60-80% and share the profit with other people, right?
Exactly.
That's I think we are aligned with that. We have the same vision.
I think a lot of project founders might feel a bit, wow, I mean, they put in the sweat, they put in the time, they put in the investment. Why should I be sharing something that I built with other people? And to be honest, it took me a long time to kind of come to peace with that. And then I realized that if you think that you want to grow to next levels that's unheard of, it just can't be done alone. And if you're still stuck with the past, there's no way that you can move towards the future,
Yeah, they said, alone you move fast, but together you move far, right?
Far, very, very far. Yeah. That's right, man. That's right. Spot on.
So how many people are working with you on Neko and even on the channel? You hire, I saw that you hire 4 people, right?
Yeah. So right now, in our Discord community, we have 6 people. So that's a combination of some graphic designers, some mods, some basically community builders is the word that I like to say. They're not mods to me. I try and make it a point that you're not mods. You are community builders. Like your goal is to build up the strength of the community, to build the to help engage and get closer with our holders and with every single one that comes into the Discord. That's why they also function differently if you come in. You can see that's why they are more warm, because they have it programmed in their head that they're not mods, they are community builders. So they're supposed to do stuff that would help build up the community. So that's on the Discord front. And then we also have the Thunder Spaces kind of like a team, which is comprised of the YouTube channel, of the website, of the blogs, the podcast. So there's another like 5 people right now. So I've got 2 video editors, one here in Thailand, one in Turkey. I've got 3 writers that are going to continue to contribute to our blogs and our articles, and then we've got 1 more sound engineer to kind of help with the podcast and stuff like that. So
nice.
It's been amazing, and I plan to continue to grow it more. And I need to get more people here in Bangkok as well. I'm looking for at least like 2 more people to come and help me.
That's cool. How's like the NFT and crypto scene in Thailand?
Great question, man. Actually, Web3 and crypto has been very popular here in Thailand. I mean, there are literally like 3 main companies that are competing for space on the billboard. So if you come to Bangkok and you get on the highway, you'll see crypto exchange, exchange 1, exchange 2, exchange 3. They're all competing, but that's only the on the crypto side. So crypto is very well understood right now in Thailand, but NFTs is still very early, and most of the collections and most of the projects are actually on EVM blockchain, so like on ETH. I'm actually going to have like a founder here with me tomorrow on live stream as well. When he's in the office, he's a Thai founder, but he has a project on ETH, and the project is built off of his Web2 company, which is really, really cool. Looking forward to share that with the audience. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, people in the chat, like go to the chat channel. I think I already link it in the description. Make sure you're subscribed, and like be there for tomorrow for this. Is that gonna be a live too?
Yeah, it'll be live.
So
and
watch this live.
And it'll be live here in the office. So like you won't see 2 screens like this. You'll see just 1 screen, like the both of us in the same room. So that's and just wanted to open this invitation as well, if you don't mind, Vince. If you're a project founder in Asia, or if you're in Thailand and you want to get on like a live stream to share your project, like just hit me up, man. Like I'm not charging people, like this is out of your passion. Oh, not yet. And I don't plan to for now, because like I feel that if they want to, I guess if they want to support us, that they can support us via buying into the project. They can tip us, and that goes to the team. And I mean, I think let the work speak for itself. And if they think that that's of value, then they can give whatever they think it's is worth it for them.
That's pretty cool. And so so like if like there is like a booming scene in like Thailand and like even larger in Asia in crypto, why do you produce your content and like all of the collection in English, like English based, or you didn't want it like to develop like the Thai theme?
So this is the funny thing, bro. Like Thai people has a weird behavior. Thai people don't really like to watch Thai people.
Okay.
They like to watch Farang or the white people talk.
Okay.
So, and I knew that, and I actually saw it happen with my collection on ETH as well. Like we didn't have like much Thai supporters. There were only a few, and then they came in, and then they had to like leave really, really quick. Like when they got their 2x, they sold, bro. Like they didn't diamond hand it with me. And so Yeah. So I saw this and I saw that, okay, I mean, like the best way to move forward would be to try and gain the reputation through the global audience first. And then now, like right now, as I've become more well known, I guess I am nowhere near like Frank yet, but I'm working there, but maybe we are different, but like now they are coming to me. They are asking me to join events and spaces, and I'm going to be one of the speakers at one of the biggest NFT Thailand events here in February as well. And then I'll be participating in the blockchain event in February. So hopefully we'll get to network and share the things that I've learned as a community builder, as a project owner that's Thai. And like the ultimate goal is to also help promote Thai. Like, I mean, Vince, which other Thai people do you know that's in Web3 right now?
I only need you in my life, man. Like, you're the only Thai I need.
Thank you, brother. That means a lot. Yeah. So that's also like a niche that I was trying to fill. There was no Thai person that was trying to connect with the rest of the world. And I mean, like the goal is that if I can bring more people exposure to Thailand and come see our culture, it's like a win for me too.
Yeah.
And I see the potential of having a lot of partnerships and collaborations with businesses from all over the world, and that for me is fun and it's fulfilling.
No, 100%. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, so like, and about the other side of the world, like, what do you think? Do you think like the Silicon Valley is like winning again in Web3, and like all of the big project and like all of like the big thing that happened there are like driving the market too, like we have seen in Web2? Because again, like, for Solana, like obviously the whole team is Los Angeles. You can see like Mark also, which is like a big like a podcast guy that interview like all of the NFT founders.
Big shout out to Mark.
He's
legend.
He's really nice guy and really like a nice content. He's creating like pretty good piece of content. Like he can like host them in like in his like salon and like living room. So that's a new vibe that, for example, like for me, like we can do it because like obviously you're in Thailand, I'm in Malta. We have to do it remotely, which for me it works fine too, right? I like the vibes and too, so it's cool and it's scalable because like I don't need to fly you to here and like to do a bit of content, so that's fantastic. But like again, do you think they lead the industry again, and by not being there, we handicap ourselves to for the success of our project, or doesn't really matter?
I definitely think it helps for sure. It's definitely a benefit, like a clear advantage if you're a project founder that's in North America, and if you can kind of get connected with the rest of the founders in on the East and on the West Coast. But one thing that I would have to say is that don't underestimate us Asians. Like, I mean, Pokey was Asian, right? I mean, he is Asian. And so, there's a lot of big moves that are being done at the background by the Asians as well. So I'm really looking forward to connect more with my Asian founders, and definitely pumped to, I think it's going to be a friendly competition to see like 2 or 3 years from now, like which projects are going to do better in the long run. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's interesting. And like maybe like now that you mention it, like I know like a lot of whales are like behind the project are like basically Asian. That's true. Yeah, like true. So. Yeah, maybe like like the Silicon Valley is the public face of like our project, but the real guys who really make the big bucks, they are Asian. That's possible.
It is possible, man. Yeah.
That's a good sign for you, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I am excited for the potential of every Asian project founder that's going to come together, and I think if if we can connect with people with the same values as well, like I think that's going to take it even further.
Yeah. No matter what your geolocation, like being like-minded, like help you to be successful, no matter what the fuck where you are, right? Like, and that's great.
Of course.
Yeah, man. Like, and look at that. We're talking a lot, and we are already over 1 hour.
Yeah, man.
And maybe we can start to wrap it up, like a little bit to keep it like the format of the podcast. But sure. Okay, so the biggest question I wanted to ask you when I initiate the invitation for this live, man, how do you manage your days between like two collection, your Web2, Web1, Web2 company that you can define that after, and doing spaces every day, like 2 to 3 spaces every day. I have no idea how you do that, man. Because like for me, like, creating content, it's fun, blah, blah, blah. But like, as soon as I'm starting to edit a video, that's going to take 4 hours to do something anyway. I can't do spaces at the same time. It's not possible. So how do you do that? Please tell me, enlighten us.
Okay. So to be honest, like, I think this is what makes me so special, because I grew up with the ability to play multiple instruments. So I could sing and I could play drums. I could play the piano. I had the ability to learn things quite quick, and I picked up quite a lot of new things as I was growing in the business here in my Web2 side as well. So that has really helped. And I'm always learning. I'm always looking for ways to basically improve every process of my life. Like if there's anything that's that I can do to make to save time and to improve, like I am going to go and do it. So it's a combination between using tools, using the right methods that works for you. Maybe it's time blocking. Perhaps it's finding the right people to help you when you're not around. Like the beauty about my Web2 company is that I have made like some really, really clear, processes that people know that they can call me anytime. But they also know that there are certain things that like they know what I'm going to say if they come and ask me on some things. So it helps me to have more time to work on Web3, which is like a passion project, like for me right now. And as I was hosting spaces, like that to me was a way for me to kind of go through the hustle and the grit of knocking doors. If you think of a salesman who's trying to sell his products, right? Like you've got to continue knocking on doors until you get 1, get 2. Like you might knock on like 100 doors and 2 might become your customer. And that was how I looked at hosting spaces for me. So it was easier when you had that switch in the mindset, and it made it more fun and more fulfilling as well. And of course, a big shout out to Chef Boy, who was always there to kind of bounce back discussions with me, and as well as the rest of the people that came into our spaces. Danny Spain was a frequent, Tree Dad, RH, and a lot of good people that just continue to come in and show up and just spark new conversations. And I think another skill that I have personally that I feel is a superpower is that I can usually take something that someone else says and then bounce a lot of new stuff off of that. And that made it a lot more fun for me to continue the conversation and kept it easy as well. But I think like the only tough part was when like my son comes home and he, wants to play with me, or like he's like a bit like whiny or a bit crying. That's when I usually have to kind of like step out and kind of back down. But like during these past like few weeks, as you can see, I've toned down a lot of my spaces because there are quite a lot of things that I need to get right for my Web2 company as well moving forward, and kind of want to focus more on this kind of content with you so that we can actually have like now that I realize, like I also prefer like a face-to-face interaction like this, and I would rather that I spend more time, more quality with people like this than to get on spaces where sometimes you might not be able to interact like this with the people. But Spaces is just something that I enjoy doing once in a while, but maybe not as often as before.
Yeah, that's I guess you can get like space sick, I guess, doing that every every day.
The reason I get space sick as well is because like when you start talking about the same topics over and over and over, like that's when I get space sick. Like if I'm learning something new on a daily basis, and if I'm feeling like it's fulfilling for me, that's when I would want to join, right? But then like it's usually just like projects after projects after projects. But for me, what matters for me when I want to invest into a project is I want to be able to know like the founder, like I want to talk to him like this, and I would rather talk to him face to face and get to know the type of person that he is and what he's going to do. Because ultimately, as we all know, right, roadmaps don't really matter, but it depends on the founder and his team on how passionate they really are with what they're doing. And you can kind of tell after a few talks with them, right, that do they actually have the fire in their eyes to be working on the project, or are they actually trying to do it for the money, or they really, really want to change lives? And I think not like by interactions like this is a way that we can tell. But on Spaces, sometimes like just with the voice, like you can kind of fake it, so
that's true. But like the video format, like I think, and especially with like Twitter developing like and going into like video content with like that we can see, we even with Restream, when I like even right now stream on Twitter live, like this meta, like I can see like this year, next year, whatever, when it's gonna be like fully implemented, that's gonna be boom. Because again, like as you said, like the connection is even like more real, because like you can see like what's behind me, like what condition like I'm filming, etc. So it's like it's one more door into like the PFP, like the person behind the PFP, and that's an interesting way to connect even more with people, even if like we lose like the contact, I think, with the audience more than on Spaces. So like maybe there is like a balance to find between Twitter Spaces and YouTube live content like this one, or even because the channel is still small, like the interaction in the comments are not that huge yet. Working on that. Watch me.
No rush.
And then
we'll get
exactly.
There. We will get there.
But by the way, how long did it take you to get to 30K followers on Twitter? Like
1 year.
Damn, that's good. Just with like Twitter Spaces, like interaction and stuff. That's impressive, man.
So as a project founder, connecting with a lot of projects, creating the giveaways through those projects, and just basically hustling. Yeah.
No, that's great.
Oh yeah, dude. Ryan, dude, you put a really good comment. Like body language is huge. 100%. Like that is so important.
Yeah, and man, like your body language is like transferring into Spaces. When I listen to you, I can see like your energy, man.
I'm like, bro, like let's go. But like you see, like sometimes like like I have noticed when I don't have the body language when I'm talking, like the energy, it doesn't go with me, because like me as a CEO, I'm always having to talk in public anyways, in my job. And like if I'm like, so now we have a very interesting product, but compared to now we've got some amazing new products coming out for all of you. Like that is so much more real, right?
No, 100%. It's game on. Like man, like the content creation this year and like the upcoming years will be great to be part of it. And that's why we have created this project, and that's why this channel exists. And I'm excited forward to see what's coming. Okay, last question. What's the question no one asked you during an interview, but you wish they would, and you want to answer?
Wow, that's a good question. I think the question that I would like you to ask me would probably like, what would I like to let the world know? what message would I have to the new people that are trying to make it in life?
And how do you answer that?
So it's been something that I've been thinking for quite a long time of what makes or what drives me personally. And I think there's so I came up with this. It's called the PCP idea. So PCP stands for passion, and C is for curiosity and purpose. Nice. So I think if you have these three things like aligned right, like you're definitely gonna be successful one way or another. So if you can find your purpose, if you can mix it with your passion, and you also are very curious on that topic, man, like that's why I love content creation so much, because I'm passionate on it. I am curious. I am curious about the people that I talk to, like you. Like we are doing another interview where I get to interview you as well, Vince. and then with the purpose where I want to, highlight good people so that the world can see and change like how the media works as a whole, to bring only good content, good media, so that we can also start to be the change that we want to see in the world through the good content that we put out.
That's a great answer to your own question, man. Like I love it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
That's great. Yeah, that's a nice way to end the live. I think, man, like we need to continue this conversation, and I guess we will do that on your channel, right?
For sure.
Like, we will. Wonderful.
Very soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. And quick recap and just closing thought about the channel and everything. So everyone in the comment, thank you so much for watching this live. That was great. Thank you so much, Jed, for coming here. That was a really nice live. Really happy with that. Again, so Decod3rs, let me just last recap before ending everything. It's a decentralized YouTube channel and community-owned YouTube channel. By subscribing to this channel, you will have the occasion to get rev share of the videos that we produce. So if you want to know more about it, watch the introduction video on this channel, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to the channel again, subscribe to Jet, follow him on Twitter, because nice guy, nice content, follow the guy. And I guess I will see you in the next live and in the next video. Thank you so much, everyone, and bye.